Hello again there folks, TaterCat here. Today I will be reviewing Trigun Maximum Volume 4 by Yasuhiro Nightao. Volume 4 starts with some peace coming over the ship after Leonoff and Grey the Nine Lives has been defeated. Vash is kind of showing Wolfwood around the ship and takes him into this one room, because Wolfwood makes a mention of like, considering how many plants y'all have here, I thought you'd have, like, really gourmet food or something that the outside world would never have. And Brad tells him, it takes a lot of energy to run a high-powered signal. We keep only bare minimum necessary for survival and devote all the other plants to the transmission. And what he's talking about is they are sending signals back to Earth. And while Vash and Wolfwood are still there, they actually get a reply from Earth. Dear comrades, a century has passed. We are most pleased that we may once again recognize one another's existence. And since that, it actually brings some hope of, God, we might actually be able to get off this planet. Except Knives doesn't like that idea. So he cuts down the satellite. Now, it's a little too late, they probably already got the location. We get a glimpse of how Midvalley wound up working for Knives to begin with, because Midvalley really just doesn't want to have to work under Legato and Knives anymore, which is understandable because he is fully aware that once he outlives his usefulness, just like all the other humans, he will just get killed off. He's scared of Legato, but he is downright terrified of Knives. Which makes sense. Knives is a lot fucking scarier. They move on from the ship back to the dusty planet, and Midvalley and a gung-ho gun that we haven't really met yet, called Hoppred the Gauntlet, are sent together to go after Vash. Vash and Wolfwood sneak off because Millie and Meryl followed them, and Zazie the Beast, which we haven't gotten an official introduction to, but we've seen him a couple times, has a plan to lure Vash into Midvalley and Hoppred's trap, and Meryl gets spirited away. Millie manages to find Vash and Wolfwood and tells them that she got abducted. So Meryl wakes up in a cage, and Zazie is watching over her, because he's using her as bait to lure him in, to lure Vash in anyway. Gauntlet talked a little bit about his motivation on why he's doing all this, and he says it is for revenge. We get finally the official introduction for Zazie the Beast. I like Zazie way more in the manga than I do in the anime, because aside from watching bugs crawl into his eye, he also rides around on a giant the weird fucking sandworms that we see like once in the entire series, in the anime, in one episode. And Zazie is, let's just say he is a native of the planet. Exactly what that means will be explained later. Wolfwood is trying to tell Millie that, listen, I know you want to help, but honestly, it's probably better that you stay behind. We'll go save Meryl. She's determined to come anyway, and Vash is kind of like, okay, we'll help out. Obviously, Hoppred, the Gauntlet, goes after Vash because he's the target anyway, and Midvalley goes after Wolfwood. While they're fighting, Zazie kind of mentions how different the personalities that Vash and Knives have, and he even says, I can't believe they're brothers, and Meryl didn't know any of this, so Zazie the Beast kind of divulges some information about him because she knows absolutely nothing. While Vash and Hoppred are fighting, I guess, Hoppred keeps saying, I'll make you remember what you did in July, because Vash doesn't really have much of a memory of what happened in July. The city of July, not like the month. So, because he keeps mentioning it, Vash does kind of get some glimpses of what happened, and he just thinks to himself, I'm a murderer, because unlike in the anime, the city got destroyed, but no humans died. In the manga, everybody in July died. Everyone died. So that's why Hoppred is going after him. It explains in detail Hoppred's backstory, I think, in the next one. But, yeah. And at the end of it, we get a glimpse of one of my favorite gung-ho guns. But you just see her on the phone. That's it. She talks to Knives on the phone. The joy of more emotional turmoil for Vash, because everything is sad. I feel like giving this one, I think, a 9 out of 5, just because you do see more of Knives not being a fucking edgelord. You see him as he's normally dressed, and his level of contempt for people. This is not even the worst that he does, either. Cutting down the satellite. That's not even the worst. The worst is yet to come. And it's interesting seeing It's interesting seeing Midvalley's struggle with wanting to escape, but also wondering, can I even escape? Because holy shit, these fuckers around me are terrifying. I do like Midvalley. I can't explain why. I always just thought he was interesting. I'll be moving on to Volume 5. Like, subscribe, and all that noise. I'll see you in the next one, folks. Later.